Final one. Joe, do you want to take it away?
I'm Joe Caulfield, and I used to play drums in a rockabilly band.
I'm Kieran McAllister, and I used to be a drummer in a Human League tribute band. What's funny about that?
Could be a double bluff. That could be a double bluff. Don't fall for that.
I'm Susan Calman, and I played steel drums in a calypso band.
There's a lot of pressure on you here, Ian, to be honest.
No, not really. I mean, I make stuff up. It doesn't bother me if I get stuff like this wrong. I mean, I'm not a professional psychologist, and I'm not a great reader of people either. Crime writers would make very bad detectives. And the other thing is you're thinking, well, one of them's, we've already had two of them out of the three that have been the right person, so have they been very, you know, if you had the kind of equality and you said, well, all three of them get to be right once, which means, or do one of them get to be right twice? I fancy Susan for the yeah, I do, for the
space in that lift.
That's right, yeah. Only if she's wearing her elevator shoes. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Susan again.
Go for Susan again. Susan, was it you?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay, who was telling the truth?
Yeah, they went
I was telling the truth. Yeah.
too simple.
Too simple. I was not only a drummer, I was a singer. I sang and played drums, which I could do neither.
Okay, well, at the end of those rounds, I'm going to sort of divvy the points up as I see fit in the interval and do a little bit of adding up because, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for Ian Rankin in that round. Yeah, Ian did get none right, no, but it was interesting to see your powers of deduction at work. No Sherlock Holmes.
I'm going to cut out the bit where he says, I fancy Susan Calman and have as my ringtone.
So it's time now for round 4. We've had the good stuff, now it's the bad stuff. Okay, I'm going to pick two comedians to come up here and tell us something bad or embarrassing that's happened to them recently, something that might make them cringe or simply make their blood boil. So first up, ladies and gentlemen, it's Joe.
This is extremely cringy. Okay. I have a friend, and he's a collector. You know, he's always on eBay buying shit because he's a man, and so he does that kind of thing, right? So he texted me to say that he'd been on eBay, and he said that my autograph was for sale on eBay. So obviously, I'm going, ooh, I was very, very flattered. Because also, honestly, I'm not insane. I don't really think I have an autograph. It's just a woman writing, you know. But, of course, at the same time, I was like, oh, I've got an autograph, wow. So obviously, I go and look it up, and I go and look, and it's there, and it says, Joe Caulfield, signed leaflet from the Edinburgh Festival 2010. And then it says, by the side of it, it says, authentic. Like there's a market for fakes, right? Bizarre. So I'm looking at it, and I wasn't, to be honest, you know, ego went crazy and went, oh my God, I'm really excited. So obviously, the first thing I wanted to know was, what is it going for? How much is it worth, right? I'm going to ask a lady I don't like here. How much do you think it's going for, Panda Lady? 22 pence, you fucking bitch. Right. But I feel slightly better, actually, 50 pence. 50 pence, yeah, 50 pence. But at the time, you know, from thinking I don't have an autograph, when I saw 50 pence, I went, 50 pence? That's shit, isn't it? 50 pence, yours would be worth 50 pence. You know what I mean? 50 pence. So, you know, if you do eBay, what you can do, and people do this legitimately, you can bid on your own stuff just so that other people see some bids and it gets the ball rolling, and then people start to bid, they see there's action, so they bid. So I thought, just to raise the price, get a bit of bidding, because I checked it, you see, because I checked that night, and it said 50p, no bids, right? So I checked the next day, 50p, no bids. Now that is a very sad thing to see written by your name. So what I did then, I was having a couple of glasses of wine, and I thought, well, I'll set up different email accounts and bid on my autograph, right? So I didn't go crazy. I thought, I started off £2.50. Seems worth it, right? So I did £2.50, and then I went, okay, £5.15. An odd number, but I thought, look, just keep it going. Had a couple more glasses of wine, and then I went, oh, fuck it, £10. Then kind of finished off the wine, went to bed, couldn't remember what happened, forgot about it, completely forgot about it, right? Because I was very busy, I was moving house, right? And then 2 weeks later, I get an email in my inbox from someone I don't really know, and it was from a Peter in Kirkcaldy, and he'd sent me an email to say, congratulations, you are the highest bidder. You have won the Joe Caulfield autograph. I had bought my own autograph for the grand total of £17.50. And I was the highest bidder because I had outbid myself constantly. There are no other bids. It's all me, drunk, bidding on myself, right? And then, like, this is where it's just really ridiculous, and he'll think I'm insane. Because I don't do eBay and I don't have a PayPal account, in order to pay Peter from Kirkcaldy, I had to send a check. And I just think this guy, when he gets it, like his head will just explode, going, what the I've got her autograph here, she's just sent it to me. So I think that's the moral of that would be pride comes before a fall, I think. I'm an idiot, thank you.
Great. Right, okay, moving straight on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Susan Kalman.
Okay, so this is a genuinely bad thing that happened to me this week, and it's partly, I'm telling the story partly because Ian Rankin, I don't know if you've noticed, but the sexual tension between Ian and I is now palpable. So this actually happened to me this week, and this is a story of what happens in your mind when something bad happens to you. I was doing a gig last week, and as I was finishing my set, a man in the front row said, quite clearly and audibly, "I'm going to rape you." Thank the people who laughed. Take a look at yourselves, seriously. Now, don't worry about me at that point. This is about what happened in my mind when that man said, "I'm going to..." So he said it to me. I'm not saying it's you, sir, but he said, "I'm going to rape you." And I just looked at him and thought, right? Now, I'm a peaceable woman. I'm a short woman, essentially. I have no ability to fight that you know of. I looked at him and thought, "I would do time for you, son." Now, that's what happened. I thought I would actually go to prison at this point for what I wished to do to you at this point. And in my head, I started thinking, what would happen if I did what I wanted to do to this man? And I started to think, maybe it'd be okay. I've watched Prisoner Cell Block H. I think I could cope, right? Because I'd start off and I'd be sweet, sweet meat, clearly. For the ladies in prison, and that's fine. I would have to start off at the bottom rung in the showers. Now, I can do that. It's okay, I've been on hockey tours. So I would start off at the bottom, and then I'd work my way up in the prison scheme of things. Possibly start speaking like a Cockney. "All right, governor, all right, governor, all right, governor." I'd learn to smoke roll-ups at that point as well. Now, eventually what would happen is I would become the Queen Bee. I think it's quite clear looking at me. I'm the kind of woman who would eventually run the prison, Court and Vale, as it would be, probably, as it'd be shipped back north of the border when the wall is built. So I'd be north of the border, I'd be Queen Bee at that point. And then I thought, well, maybe this would actually be a positive thing, because it is very difficult as a woman in comedy to get on. So I used to be a lawyer. I know, look at me now, living the dream. And my mother was very disappointed, actually, when I became a comedian, because being a lawyer almost made up for the fact that I was a lesbian. Or spinster, as they call me. Spinster. You don't hear that word often enough these days.